Mr. Speaker, we heard earlier on in question period that the Premier say that his new appointees to the board of this new Crown Corporation, which combines responsibility for liquor and for gambling, that these appointments were based on their financial expertise. I would ask the Premier, can he tell the legislature today what the process was used in order to select the people who he has appointed? Was the first list that the Premier used the list of donors to the NDP party?
Mr. Speaker, the existing two Crown corporations had boards. The Auditor General had said that many of the members on the boards had sat there for a long time, and that the Auditor General advised that it was a good idea, after people had served on a board for a long period of time, that there should be some rotation. So we looked for new members to sit on the boards that brought specific kinds of expertise, as well as providing continuity between the old board and the new boards. We look for at least one member from the old boards to come onto the new board. I think in the case of the member identified earlier, that individual had sat on one of the former boards, had financial expertise, so we thought the continuity and the financial expertise would be beneficial on the new board. And then other types of expertise, as I previously identified, were put in place as well.
Mr. Speaker, Liberals have for years called for an all-party legislative committee to review pending appointments to Crown corporations so that new potential appointees can be interviewed, so that legislators can ask about their expertise or about their vision for the future of the Crown Corporation. Mr. Speaker, this, it seems to me, would be a much better way to have appointees chosen after the government has selected them, that they could be vetted appropriately. I ask the Premier, will he consent to having the legislators and an all-party committee interview the pending appointees or the appointees that he's made, so that we can ask them about their qualifications and their vision for the corporation?
Mr. Speaker, a member of the House can ask a question about anybody appointed to any board at any time in the House. They can also ask for it at committees. The federal government tried to do a public screening process. Many commentators suggested that that would put an enormous chill on the willingness of citizens to come forward to serve on boards if they thought they had to appear prior to appointment in front of a committee and get chewed up, quite frankly, by members of the committee. That potential. We do look for good members from all across Manitoba. We have appointed people to all our boards from a variety of backgrounds. In this particular case, we were looking for people that had financial expertise, labor relations expertise, expertise in running government, experience in the public service, as well as broader community representation on the board. And that was the basis upon which people were selected, to have a strong board to merge liquor and lotteries together.
Mr. Speaker, I very much object to the Premier trying to suggest that on this side of the legislature we would be chewing up people who are appointed to Crown corporations. This is ridiculous. The importance here is being able to have a dialogue so that members of the legislature can understand the qualifications and the vision of people. This is a very important Crown corporation, and it is a difficult one because it mixes the very toxic problems of addiction of alcohol and addiction to gambling. And it's very important that this be done well and right for all Manitobans. I ask the Premier to rethink this issue. Will he now permit a legislative committee to ask reasonable questions of those who are going to be appointed in this circumstance?
I just want the member from River Heights to know that we do agree that you need to have qualified people sitting on these boards. People that have expertise with respect to the potential negative consequences of both gaming and use of alcohol. We believe that there are people on that board that bring that perspective. We need people on the board that have financial expertise. I think there are at least 2 chartered accountants sitting on that board with expertise. We wanted to have that. There are the questions of merging together different bargaining units on that board. We tried to appoint people with an understanding of labor relations on that board. We looked for people with a variety of backgrounds, including service to the public, experience in the public service. And we tried to bring people with a high degree of expertise. I invite the member to examine the qualifications of the people that we put on the board. I believe everybody that has been put on that board has a very strong record of professional and community service. They're all people with excellent reputations in the community of Manitoba, and I believe they will serve the public well.